Good morning, everybody. I am William Hope. I'm from the University of Liverpool. It gives me great pleasure to invite you all to Lisbon to the third instalment of this meeting. The first was in Vienna and the second in Boston. I am giving this introduction on behalf of Jesus Rodriguez-Baño, who is in charge of the executive committee at ESCMID, and also Murat Akova, who was the program director for this meeting. I will only just say a few things. First of all, acknowledge my co-chair of the program committee, Keith Rodvolt. There is never a more dependable person than Keith. Of course, you've seen the program and it's wonderful, and that was the result of a fantastic program committee, and the members are included in the handout that you have. I'd also just like to acknowledge Carla Seiler, who did a fantastic job from the ESCMID office, and her colleagues there in terms of getting this organised. It is clear that this meeting is growing and there's a need for this meeting, and I would just say that after a successful completion of this week, that the fourth meeting is already planned and in the diary in Boston in early September, and our goal is that that meeting serves this community, so that if you have suggestions or ideas for the content of that meeting, please let us know so that we can incorporate that in the programming. And with that, I would like to hand over to David Hooper, who is the chair of the program committee for ASM. Thank you, David.
Thank you, William, and welcome to everyone to Lisbon. And on behalf of ASM, I'm here on behalf of our president, Michelle Swanson, and in my role as meetings board chair. This is an important joint meeting that this is the third iteration of, and as William has said, we're already planning for a fourth that will be September 4th to the 6th in Boston, a very nice city, I hear. So I also would like to thank the Carla Seiler and Latanya Trower, ASM, ESCMID and ASM planning groups that really support this meeting, and particularly to William and Keith for their work in leading the program committee and putting together what looks like a spectacular program over these next 4 days. So enough with introductions, and we'll move ahead to the program. John Rex asked to make a few comments before we get into our first official session. Johnny.
Thank you. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm John Rex. One of my roles is that I'm an expert in residence at Wellcome Trust, and here today I'm in that role in supporting the educational outreach arms of CARB-X, GARDP, JPI, AMR, the Novo Repair Fund, and in the future we also think probably Pew. There's a collection of funders who are very interested in supporting the development community and passing on some of the lessons about the challenges of turning an idea into a chemical and a chemical into a medicinal, and those are not straightforward things. So we're very pleased that today ASM ESCMID has given us, as they did last year, 2 sessions in which to run what we call bootcamps. And the focus of these bootcamps is about stuff that you don't normally think about. It's the stuff that's the plumbing in the wall of the pharmaceutical industry. And once you've been inside for a while, you realize that, yeah, there are pipes that can break. This is how you learn about those pipes. And today we're delighted to have a session initially on medicinal chemistry, and I'll help chair that one. And then Ursula Thuritzbacher, who is my counterpart at GARDP, will be chairing a session on preclinical toxicology. There are Q&A cards. I don't think I got one out to everybody yet. Some of them are this shape. There are some smaller ones. I will come around and pass some more out. Jason Vo will also help me do that. We will be going around, take notes, write down your questions. At the end of the 3 talks, the first 3 talks in this session, there'll be a 30-minute discussion that will be driven by the questions that you ask. Also interested in topics for future sessions like this. GARDP in particular has been doing a good job of putting together some webinars. The CARB-X has been more focused on these bootcamp things, but we're all collectively trying to answer the questions that are of interest to you. So let us know what's of interest so that we can provide that material in the future. And with that, I now turn it over to Heinz somewhere, or actually John. Where's John? John.
Both, John Griffin and Heinz Moser are chairing the next session, a boot camp one.
Good morning. My name is John Griffin. I'm the Chief Scientific Officer of a company located in San Francisco, California, called Numerit. And I'm pleased, along with Heinz Moser of Novartis, to be chairing this session, Bootcamp session on medicinal chemistry and applications of artificial intelligence in antibiotic design. And our session begins with a talk by Dr. Andrea Decker, also of Novartis, who's going to talk about the physical-chemical properties of antibiotics to kick off our session.